Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Dead Tree Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay-what-you-want tabletop RPG, where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website, the link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. In fact, we are taking a look at one of their games in this video. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products, and check out their micro-red category of games. They are ready to play tabletop RPGs with their settings and a streamlined version of the red system. Definitely check it out. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Today, I am continuing my review series featuring Savage Swords. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this Sword and Sorcery tabletop RPG, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about a couple of things: the dueling rules and the special combat situations. Formal duels follow strict protocols, where honor and form matter as much as survival. These mechanics govern such encounters, which are distinct from normal combat, that is, these special dueling rules. When it comes to challenge and acceptance, you have things such as when a character issues or receives a challenge, the challenger states the cause and terms, first blood or to the death. The challenged party has the right to choose weapons. Both parties must name seconds. And these are just a few of the challenge and acceptance sensibilities. When it comes to the seconds duties, you have things such as inspect weapons for fairness, mark the dueling ground, attempt reconciliation before combat begins, and so forth. When it comes to the types of duels, you have the first blood. This ends at the first significant wound. That is, victory is obtained when the opponent takes 5 or more damage. But there is also to the death. It continues until one party surrenders or dies. When it comes to honor, your honor can be affected by duels. For example, if you show mercy when justified, you get a bonus to your honor. But if you break the duel conventions, then you take a penalty to your honor. Or even if you refuse a legitimate challenge that also inflicts a penalty to your honor. But let's say that you fight fairly despite provocation, then you obtain a bonus to your honor. When it comes to the duel mechanics, you can use the normal combat rules, or you can use alternative rules. You determine the initiative as usual, and then the winner of the initiative check chooses if he or she wants to be the attacker or the defender. Both duelists roll on the duel table, and then you check the result. For example, maybe the attacker lunges and the opponent defends. Or maybe the defender kicks the attacker, causing one minor wound, 1d4 of damage. Or perhaps the attacker gets wounded. You roll normal weapon damage. Now, when it comes to experience and duels, experienced fighters have additional advantage over their rivals when dueling. Unlike regular combat, there's time for the veteran duelist to study the adversary and to use the opponent's fear against him or her. So, depending on your melee skill, you have a modifier to your initiative. If you're not very skilled, you get a -1. But what if your skill level is between 7 and 8, or 7 or 8 rather? Then you get a +2. Now, I like these dueling rules. However, they are more focused on fun. That is, they are not balanced. If you have an opponent that is considerably more skilled than the other combatant, there is no difference. You just roll a die and you get a random result. I would apply a house rule. Either you use the experience table to add a bonus not only to the initiative but to the attack roll of the attacker. Or I would make it so that perhaps when you roll a 1, it's a fumble, and now the opponent gets to counterattack, and if the opponent misses, then you roll initiative to use the dueling table. That would be better, in my opinion. Now, when it comes to the special combat situations, this covers all sorts of things, from multiple opponents, that is, each additional opponent beyond the first imposes a -2 penalty to all rolls. Some combat techniques may reduce this penalty, and some maneuvers can affect multiple opponents simultaneously. So if you're getting attacked from all sides by multiple opponents, then you're going to get that penalty. But there are also some very interesting rules, like combination attacks. You require a melee combat of 3 or higher. This allows a character to link 2 techniques in one round, but it imposes a -2 penalty to all rolls involved due to the complexity. You must spend both primary and secondary actions to execute this, and you can only combine one primary action with one secondary action technique. You have other things like environmental factors, that is, when you fight under heavy rain or on rough terrain. You also have details on how to handle improvised weapons, applying a -2 to the attack rolls due to the awkward handling. So if you're fighting with a pan or the foot of a chair that you broke off, it's not exactly like balanced for the most finessed of combat situations, right? So this covers pretty much everything when it comes to special combat situations. Even if you think that there is a particular instance or case that is not covered in these special combat situations, you can easily use these the included rules as an example on how to apply modifiers, penalties, etc. And this concludes this part of the review series. In the next part, we are going to talk about critical hits, because there is quite a bit of nuance to things here. Now, when it comes to the dueling rules, like I said, they are good for the most part, but the duel mechanics, the alternative combat rules, they're a bit too random. So I would recommend some house rules to handle this. And in the case of the special combat situations, like I said, there is a wide range or spectrum that is covered here, but you can also use these specific rules for particular situations that could arise during the chaos or the heat of battle. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, roleplay solves everything. Once again, thank you and see you later.